What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WrestleRant Ranks, where I, Graham Giason Matthews, usually on Mondays, do tier list rankings and quizzes. And here today, we're going to be running down 8 John Cena singles losses, televised singles losses, that he never avenged. Now, I said usually before because this is going up on Wednesday. I was sick last week, wasn't able to pre-record this, doing a little bit later than usual. The episode is up on Wednesday today. Usually it is up on Mondays. Check out the playlist down below for all other installments of WrestleRant Ranks from this past year. Also there, you can check out more information on how to become a WrestleRant All Access Pass channel member to get videos like this early and ad-free. Also be sure while you're down there to like the video and subscribe. All that support is greatly appreciated. So like I said, here today before John Cena's final match coming up at Saturday night's main event on December 13th. As of this recording, we still do not know who John Cena is facing in that final match. If he loses to LA Knight or Gunther on that show, we do know it will be either one of those men. One of those names will be added to this list, as he has never beaten them before in WWE on television. If he does lose to either one of those men, most notably Gunther, most likely Gunther, Gunther's name will be added to this list. But this is only as of right now. And like I said, this includes every John Cena loss, singles loss that he has suffered by pinfall, disqualification, or countout on television since the start of his WWE career in 2002 on SmackDown. Just keep that in mind. He has beaten some of these people in handicap matches, tag team matches, multi-man matches, and whatnot, but never one-on-one. Some of these names you'll know, some of these names you probably completely forgot about. Let's get into it. Number 1 is none other than Solo Sikoa, a pretty obvious name, the most recent name from Crown Jewel 2023. John Cena had a pretty fun stint on SmackDown in the latter half of 2023, returning in September, endorsing LA Knight on a few occasions, teaming with LA Knight in successful fashion. I think at the Fastlane show or at Payback, I want to say it was Fastlane that October, teaming with LA Knight against Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso in tag team action. He went on to face Solo Sikoa one-on-one at Crown Jewel and put him over there in pretty decisive fashion. This was, to say it was a squash would kind of be an understatement. Solo went in there and completely dominated John Cena. I think people were kind of hoping for a Cena Umaga-esque matchup with how great of chemistry John Cena and Umaga had all those years ago. This was not that. I like Solo Sikoa. He is not Umaga. This was really just a decimation of Cena. Unfortunately, WWE did nothing to capitalize on this, and Solo went on to lose almost every single televised match he would have by pinfall or disqualification or countout, whatever, for the next several months before leaving the Bloodline, or rather leading the Bloodline in early 2024 when he finally started to win matches again. Now, John Cena did get a measure of revenge over Solo by hitting the attitude adjustment on him at WrestleMania 40 when he came back for the first time since this squash during the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns Undisputed Championship matchup. So he did get a measure of revenge over Solo and previously beat him in tag team action, like I said, at Fastlane the month prior, although he did not pin Solo Sikoa. But he never actually ended up beating him one-on-one. And Solo, he could have almost had the chance to avenge this loss at Cena had Solo advanced to the finals of the John Cena last time is now tournament this past week on Raw. He lost to Gunther. We're not getting Cena and Solo again, probably for the better. But Cena lost to Solo and never got that win back. In that same category is Austin Theory. From earlier on in 2023, John Cena challenged Theory to the United States Championship at WrestleMania and lost in a pretty subpar match. Now, this was the right outcome. Theory absolutely should have beaten Cena, but what I did not mention was that a month before this match, or a few weeks beforehand, Cena completely eviscerated this man on the microphone in a segment on Raw, the one and only appearance Cena made in the build-up to WrestleMania. The feud completely fucking sucked. I will talk more about this feud at another date, because it kind of had more potential than what we ended up getting. There were a lot of similarities between the two at this point. Theory was a star in the rise. His star kind of faltered after this. He very well might be the mystery attacker that we saw at Survivor Series this past weekend. To me, it doesn't even really matter. The damage has been done. Not impossible for him to be built back up. But even in winning here, Cena literally said in that promo on Raw weeks earlier, regardless of whether you beat me or lose to me, you will still be irrelevant. People will still not care about you. You will still it will mean nothing. And I feel like the damage was done on that night. But Theory does own a victory over John Cena. He will forever be able to say, a lot like The Miz, among others, he defeated John Cena at WrestleMania, back at WrestleMania 39. Didn't mean anything, unfortunately, in retrospect. A lot like, at least Solo went on to lead the Bloodline, win the United States Championship. Theory did win the tag titles with Grayson Waller a year later at WrestleMania for a few months. But beyond that, he has done fucking jack squat in WWE since this point, and that's really a shame. Billy Gunn is next up on our list. I couldn't find a clearer picture than this from the WWE Network Facebook page. So John Cena is shown pinning Billy Gunn here on the July 3rd, 2003 edition of SmackDown. John Cena lost this match. Now, unless my research is inaccurate, John Cena lost to Billy Gunn on SmackDown and never got this win back. Now, he would go on to win tag team matches against Billy Gunn. He would go on to beat Billy Gunn at house shows, but none of those were ever televised. So unless my research was inaccurate, Billy Gunn is among the few people to have beaten John Cena, albeit very early on in his career. This was within the first year that John Cena was on the main roster. Billy Gunn beat John Cena, and Cena never avenged that loss. So Billy Gunn, for a man that is a former Intercontinental Champion, record-setting tag team champion, King of the Ring winner, among other accolades that he has had, even an AEW Trios champion as of a few years ago. He has also beaten John Cena, and Cena never beat him back. Again, and that might be inaccurate because he's shown beating Billy Gunn here, or at least pinning Billy Gunn. I don't think he won that match. I'm almost positive Billy Gunn beat him, and that was it. And then they moved on, and again, they would go on to have other matches, including on house shows, and Cena would win those, but never on television, which is pretty incredible. So Billy Gunn will forever have that accolade over John Cena. Roman Reigns is another obvious name on this list. They've had only 2 televised singles matches, including some house show matches, one of which I was at in Hartford, actually, in late 2017 for the Intercontinental Championship. And Roman Reigns, I'm pretty sure, decisively defeated Cena there. Even on house shows, I'm not sure Cena has beaten Roman Reigns. Maybe by DQ. But there are only 2 televised singles matches were obviously at the No Mercy show in 2017, where Cena lost to Roman. That was right after he buried him on the microphone. Roman Reigns kind of had that one coming. Roman Reigns kind of sucked on the mic at that point. Cena buried him on the microphone, put him over, though, one-on-one in No Mercy, endorsed him, left, kind of teased that his career might be over. You know how many times Cena's fucking teased, like, leaving WWE, and then he always came back until now, finally, he's actually retiring? But anyway, so he lost to Roman on that show in what I thought was a fun match. And they had a rematch at SummerSlam 4 years later when Roman had turned heel, was the Universal Champion. They headlined SummerSlam that year. And what I thought was an even better match, I actually enjoyed this match. I was there for this one too at SummerSlam in Vegas. I like this match. I'm pretty sure it had interference from the Usos. Maybe not. I don't remember, but I just remember the close near falls because Cena was chasing 17 on the show. Obviously did not get it until WrestleMania earlier this year. But I thought this was a fun match with the right outcome of Roman Reigns retaining and decisively defeating John Cena. 2 big wins over who WWE touts as the greatest of all time, losses that John Cena never avenged. Number 5 on this list is Shinsuke Nakamura. This kind of falls in the same category as Theory and Solo as more recent names, but this one happened on television, and one a lot of people probably forgot about. Shinsuke was on the rise back in 2017 and was en route to challenging for the WWE title at SummerSlam. Pretty sure this was a number 1 contenders match with the winner earning an opportunity at the title at SummerSlam against Jinder Mahal. Obviously, he would go on to win the Royal Rumble and challenge AJ Styles unsuccessfully for the championship at Mania, Backlash, Greatest Royal Rumble, among other shows in the spring of 2018. And this was another win that they completely wasted. Nakamura can forever say he beat Cena, but then he lost to fucking Jinder Mahal twice, not even just once, twice, at SummerSlam and the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Jinder thankfully lost the championship soon after. Nothing personally against Jinder, but that run was awful, and they really should have had him lose it to Nakamura on that show. But to really put over Nakamura, he was racking up wins at that point over Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, some other names on television. But this was easily the biggest win he had picked up to that point on SmackDown, a clean win over John Cena, who was not losing very often at this point. Cena had come back to television right prior to this, beating Rusev at the Battleground pay-per-view, I think it was, like a flag match or some shit. He went on to lose to Roman Reigns, like I said, in No Mercy a few months later. But Cena was not losing clean very often. And if he did, he usually got those wins back. Like when he lost to AJ Styles twice, he eventually beat AJ at the Royal Rumble in 2017. But yeah, Nakamura beat him here, clean as a sheet, to become number one contender. Amounted to nothing because Nakamura would not pick up another big win like this for the remainder of his WWE career, even to this day. Number 6 is John Laurinaitis, another name you probably forgot about. And if you didn't forget about it, you probably have it etched in your mind as much as I do because you're still scarred from it. Over the Limit 2012, this was a month after, mind you, John Cena beat Brock Lesnar in Lesnar's first match back in the company at Extreme Rules in an amazing match that John Cena had no business winning. And then a month later, he loses to fucking John Laurinaitis. Now, there is an asterisk here. Big Show interfered in the match with his ironclad contract and helped John Laurinaitis beat Cena in what was supposed to be the shocking upset. I believe if Cena won, Laurinaitis would have been fired. I mean, they ended up doing it anyway. That's the weird thing. They ended up having another match like a month later, not one-on-one. So, I mean, Cena technically did end up beating Laurinaitis, I believe. He faced Big Show in a steel cage match at the No Way Out show in June of 2012. And then they had another match that Monday on Raw where Cena beat, I think, Big Show and Laurinaitis in a handicap match. Maybe David Otunga. I don't know. It was some combination of those guys. And Laurinaitis lost his job as the Raw general manager, and he was gone from television after that point. But he did first still beat Cena one-on-one in the main event of Over the Limit in just an embarrassing outing where Cena was just taking his sweet time beating down Laurinaitis only to lose to him. It fucking sucked. And the fact this headlined over the Punk Bryan WWE title match is also a disgrace. But Laurinaitis, for as big of a piece of shit that he is, for all the stuff that's come out about him since then, and even stuff that we knew about him before that, he can forever say he beat John Cena for whatever the fuck that's worth, but he does own a victory over John Cena that Cena never got back one-on-one. Number 7 on this list, another television match. John Cena and Neville, yes, Pac from AEW owns a victory over John Cena that John Cena never got back. Now, I believe this is the only instance on this list of someone having beaten Cena by DQ. And obviously a lot of people have beaten Cena by DQ, but Cena would go on to beat those people later on by pinfall or submission in a standard singles match. They never had a rematch after this. Neville answered the open challenge of John Cena for the United States Championship. This was during the U.S. Open era of Cena, the probably arguably the best period of John Cena's career, specifically in ring-wise. And he had already debuted on the main roster shortly before this on the Raw after WrestleMania in 2015. But he came out, answered the open challenge. They had a really fun match. Rusev got involved and attacked Neville. Now, unless I'm mistaken, and this was just a no contest, I'm pretty sure Neville won by DQ. And Neville, I think, he wasn't undefeated at this point. I think he had just lost the finals of the King of the Ring tournament to Wade Barrett, so he had gotten beaten on that show. But he was protected in defeat here. John Cena did not beat Neville. He beat Sami Zayn. He pretty much beat all of his opponents in the U.S. Open. They kind of strayed away from doing disqualifications most of the time in these U.S. Open matches, but he did not pin Neville. And they may have teamed after this. They may have had other multi-man matches, but Neville wasn't in the company for all that long. He left in 2017, 2018 when he walked out and never came back and obviously went to AEW. We never got another Neville-John Cena match. It was fun while it lasted, and Neville technically won. Not even technically, he did by disqualification, and they never ran it back, so Cena never had a chance to avenge that loss. So this was one I honestly kind of forgot about until I looked it up myself, because this was one of those matches. It wasn't like the best John Cena U.S. Open that John Cena lost. Like, he did lose a few times during this U.S. Open to Seth Rollins and Del Rio and people like that. All people that John Cena had beaten before. Neville, never faced before, never faced again. And in their one and only encounter, Neville won. Albeit by disqualification, but he still won. Last name on our list is someone you probably are well aware of. And if you're not, you just are either forgetting about it, or a lot like Laurinaitis, you're just refusing to acknowledge it. That is Kevin Federline, the singer, rapper, musician. Honestly, I'm not even sure what genre of music he falls under. I'm so desensitized to what he does, and there's nothing against Kevin Federline himself. I don't know if he's a piece of shit or not. My only real knowledge of Kevin Federline is his involvement in WWE. So he had been feuding with John Cena dating back to late 06. I think he even got involved in that triple threat match at Cyber Sunday, right? Preventing Cena from winning the World Heavyweight title when it was Big Show, Cena, and Booker T in the triple threat. They were feuding for a while. This intertwined with Cena's feud with Umaga. You see Umaga in the background of that picture. and Armando Alejandro Estrada. So Umaga got involved in this match. It must have been a no disqualification match or a street fight or something. It was the New Year's Day edition of Raw, if I'm not mistaken. And Kevin fucking beat John Cena. And that was it. They never went back to this again. I don't think Kevin Federline appeared on Raw again. They never really acknowledged it again. And John Cena, get this, was the fucking WWE champion. And the best part is, Kevin Federline beat John Cena, but not Umaga. Umaga went on to challenge Cena for the championship and lost by a fucking roll-up that weekend. And then again in the last man standing match later that month of the Royal Rumble and lost both of those bouts. So Kevin Federline did that something that Umaga could never do and many other people could never do. And that is beat John Cena. One and done. That was it. I'm not even going to sit here and say the match was amazing. It probably wasn't. It was probably a fucking mess, a lot like the Laurinaitis match. But Kevin Federline is one of those men, one of those people that beat Cena, pinned Cena one-on-one in a televised match, and Cena never got that win back. He never even appeared in WWE again. So it was probably to promote an album or something that he was doing. I'm not even really sure what the point of this was. I wasn't watching at this point, so honestly, I'm not really sure what they were fucking promoting at this point. But yeah, that's the story of John Cena losing to Kevin Federline. He lost to him on New Year's Day, and they never looked back. Kevin Federline, honestly, to me, is more known for this than anything he did in music or whatever else he was known for at that point. God bless. But yeah, those are the 8 men that John Cena lost to in singles competition on television, including by disqualification, that he never beat at any other point. And it's not even necessarily like, oh, you know, he beat them before, but after this loss, he beat them. I'm also including like previous, like for example, like not Roman Reigns, but like Billy Gunn, for example. It's not like he beat Billy Gunn before that match where he lost to him and then didn't beat him after that loss. No, I mean, he had never beaten him ever. Like that's what I'm talking about. There are people that Cena has lost to, like Cody Rhodes, for example. He just lost to at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar, he just lost to at WrestlePalooza, but he's beaten those men before, so I'm not including them on this list. But in John Cena's 23-year WWE career, only 8 men can say they have pinned Cena or beaten Cena by countout, DQ, submission, TKO, whatever, and Cena was never able to beat them on television. And those 8 men, I just rambled off. Listed off, rattled off, rambled too, I guess. I tend to ramble in these videos. But I appreciate you guys checking out this video as we head on in to John Cena's final match next weekend. We will be doing another John Cena WrestleRant Ranks video next week here on the channel, probably back on Mondays. My schedule should be back to normal at that point, fingers crossed. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider signing up to become a WrestleRant channel All Access Pass member, like I said earlier, to get videos like this early and ad-free, among many other perks. More information on that down below. Only $5 a month gets you all that stuff, including videos like this and badges and emojis and the live chats, top billing on hashtag AskGSM and WrestleRant Radio, what have you. More videos in the WrestleRant Ranks playlist available down below as well in the playlist on this description box, in the description box on this very video. And at the very least, be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. All that support is greatly appreciated. All right, guys, enjoy the holiday season. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have an awesome rest of your week, and I'll catch your ass down the road.